Fear will be the greatest obstacle you will experience in your life that will prevent you from living the life you could have and experiencing the kind of success you wanted to have in your life. And so then we have to ask ourselves, why do we have fear? What are we afraid of? I've talked about this quite a bit, and I've even written a book about it. But I'm going to talk about it today in a little different way because sometimes you will use fear because it's so uncomfortable. You'll use it to change, and usually that change is you becoming willing to own who you are. See, because the fear that we have is of the unknown, that unknown that we don't know. We don't know what's going to be out there within us or even in our world. So a lot of people are having a lot of fear right now because the world is changing. Same thing happens for you. When we come into the world and we move through our lives, we are evolving or becoming more, however you think of it. And that can cause us to have a little trepidation, let's call it, or anxiety. And I've had all of it, so I do understand it. But today I thought I got to read this to them because I had a channeling session yesterday, and I'd love for you to hear that because it was talking about utopia. Can we have that? I was given that message a year ago that utopia was attainable, but see, we won't believe that because we don't believe ourselves. We don't think we could create a world or a society or anything like that where we would really have this autonomy over ourselves and our lives and be able to create things. And that's why we don't have it, because we can't believe it. And we don't believe it because we become limited in what has already been. And then when I come around and say, wait a minute, there's something different that we can do, that becomes really challenging because having you believe that is just as challenging having me believe it. I'm saying that because what you have within you to do may cause you some difficulty to believe it because it's different, it's new, and nobody else has done it. And that came through a bit in the channeling session yesterday, and I really want you to hear that. But the other thing that came through and I talked about, there's an order in the universe, there's an organization. I couldn't have told you years ago that the work that I had been receiving from Wilhelm was really aligned with the movement of our planet and our world, but that's what's happened. And I'm going to spend the next month of my life actually talking about this a bit more because I am putting all this work into my program. At the first of the year, all of it's going to be out there because it's something to live a life where you bring in a philosophy, and that's challenging for others to understand, but it's about a new way of thinking, a new way of living, because we can see in our world that something needed to change, and that's what I was given. But let me read this message because it came through on December 2nd of 2020. 2020, there's an alignment. And many times you will see this because today on my site, anyadvicefortoday.com, I put up another message that you can read several of them, and you'll see the progression that happens. We change in our consciousness over time, individually and collectively, and that's how I received information. But this one will give you a lot of understanding and comfort today, and me telling you what's going on for me now, but also I'd love for you to hear the channeling session from yesterday because I think that would help as well. We're all feeling a little uncomfortable, but this is going to help you so much more to understand how important you are to be in the world right now. So many you may not know, some of you may not know, I've been receiving Wilhelm since 1989, and usually what happens when I'm receiving communications, I don't really censor it sometimes because I'm called out a lot, as we all are, but my communication is very pure and clear, as you will see. Um, December 2nd, 2020. When you stop fearing yourself, your world will heal. You have no idea how much we have given you in that sentence and how, when you fully understand its meaning, you will understand the process of evolution a bit more. As we have said, you are moving through a massive restructuring in your world, orchestrated through you. We are continuing with this specific theme on Roger's insistence. Roger wants to make sure that you fully comprehend that he is merely using himself to help you, so it is not about him. Roger's come to this reasoning because he is now more willing to accept his role in this world, which is to help you define yours. Each of you is alive now to to come to more of this awareness. We said to Roger this morning that potential is nothing more than potential until it is utilized by you to create or manifest something through your actions. We will attempt to keep the story short. We are mentioning that as it is an integral part of the information. For when Roger said the other day he thought our messages might be too long, he was attempting to hide what he finds them more enjoyable now and could stay here for hours. You each will find that thing in your life where you will operate in the same manner when you decide to utilize your potential. Each of you can still hear those words often yelled at you by your elders or teachers, and we are yelling them to you now, for they will help you during this coming period in your life and the world. We led Roger first to a video he knows he's heard before. Still, it was recycled to the current time so that Roger might listen to it again now and realize how Roger has avoided all the weird inclinations and ideas he's held throughout his life, just like you have. Then yesterday, while working with the client, Roger recognized they could use Roger's created online program. Roger felt so enormously they would benefit that he would offer them a scholarship if money were a problem. Later in the day, Roger discovered the person invested in the program and told Roger they would have paid twice the price. That last sentence is the point of this message. Because you have not utilized your potential, you have not recognized your worth. You were born with potential awaiting your utilization when you stop fearing yourself as Roger is accomplishing, and you will do it through this period of your life. You will be fine. Trust us, Wilhelm. That's pretty funny because I hadn't read that. Before I came to record it, I hadn't read the last part of that because I didn't remember that. Because, yeah, I've hidden it for so long, but that's changing because I'm also doing an interview today where I'm going to talk about more of this, and because I'm going to have all of this out, especially by the beginning of the year, because you must know that you have potential. You can do anything. And what I've done has been really extraordinary, and sometimes that's even difficult to talk about because people won't believe it. And that is the only difficulty we have. We can't believe what we're capable of achieving. And then if I'm not telling you what you're capable of achieving because I'm still hiding out, that doesn't help us. But it was different. I had to prove this. What this work has done for me is healed every aspect of me, and that's what it was meant to do for every single person. See, that's how we change the world. When you start to love yourself and do what you came to the world to do, and that's what this work guides you to, then everything changed. The only thing that we have difficulty with is knowing our life purpose. I know exactly what that is. That's the information I was given for you. But you have it. So once we know our life purpose, decide that we're going to move through our blockages, our doubts, our insecurities, and our generational trauma, meaning the stuff that we were taught that doesn't serve us now. Then we start to live a very different life, and we all collectively create a different world. It's that simple. But you'll enjoy this, and please listen to that session. You'll get so much from it. Subscribe to the channel if it's your first time. Check out all the work. And again, you're going to see my little Cyber Monday deal will be up there a little bit later, but it's going to last a little while longer because this is a kind of deal that will change your life, transform your life, and I know it can do that because that's what it's done for me. See you soon.